So we're out splitting hives today, and I'm just going to show you how I do this process. What I've got going here is 3 weeks ago we identified a strong hive, so about 8 to 10 frames of bees in the bottom box. We added a brood chamber on top. Okay, 10 frames of brood. So what's going on now is that queen has established a nest within those 2 boxes. And what I want to do today is I want to split that hive, and I'm going to take a full split from these guys. Actually, I'm going to be organizing the top to be able to pull off 2 nukes. So we're going to go down to the bottom and we're going to count 4 to 5 frames of brood, and then on the top we're going to organize a split. And I do this work without looking for the queen, and I'm going to show you how I do it. I do it by shaking all the bees down to the bottom box, separating with the queen excluder, and then placing the split back on top to allow the bees to work up through the excluder so I can pull them off later this evening. So I'm just going to work through this just to show you how I do it. First I go through the bottom box here and I count my 4 to 5 frames of brood. So I'm counting 3 frames of brood underneath. So that means I got to add 2 frames of brood down here before I can take a split. This frame of pollen. So what I'm going to do in this top box is I'm not going to look for the queen at all. I'm just going to sort my resources. I need to find 2 frames of brood to put down before I can take the split to see how much I got here. There's the queen right there. She's going down below. And I need another frame of brood down here. This hive's not quite big enough to split into 2 nukes. So we're just going to make 1 nuke out of this split. So now I know the queen's down below. I'm going to set up my top box here for a single, to draw 1 single split from. Okay, so I'm going to take the top box, put it on the inner cover there so we don't squish bees. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to count out 5 frames of brood, 4 to 5 frames of brood underneath. Broods, pollen. Here's 1.5. Counting 2 altogether so far. That's pollen down here. 3, so I gotta add another one down here. So I'll go through the top box And I'm looking for one frame of brood to go down there, and then all the surplus goes into this top box. I make no effort to look for the queen. So as I go, I'm organizing my split. For the honey. So if I'm going to make this into a 2-nuke split, I'm going to organize 2 frames of brood here, 2 frames of brood there with honey on each side. So I just organize as I go. Brood. Frame of brood. So this hive has 4 frames of brood now. All the rest go for a split. All the bees are in the bottom box now. I have the top separated out into 2 frames of brood, 2 frames of brood. So we'll come back and we'll make this into a nuke and make that into a nuke. The bees come up, cover the brood. And on to my next hive. Frames of brood, so I need another frame and a half down here. Take this pulling up to my split. So I'm gonna, from the top box here, I gotta make sure I get a good frame of brood down to the bottom. Honey on the outside. From pollen. Food. Brood. There's the queen there. So now I don't have to do this anymore. down. So now we'd have to shake these and